Hello everyone, and welcome to the second season of the Transcend Buzz Show, the official podcast of Microsoft Learn Students Club at Walchand College of Engineering, Sangli. This is a podcast under the Transcend initiative of our staff advisor, Dr. Anil R. Surve. With the beginning of this new season, we'll be exploring inspiring and motivational journeys of individuals who have made a mark through their dedication, vision, and service. I'm your host Shri Vishvas, and to kick off this season on a truly remarkable note, we are honored to welcome Shri Vishvas Sapkal Sir, a distinguished officer of the Indian Foreign Services from the 1997 batch. He is currently serving as the Ambassador of India to Peru and is concurrently accredited to Bolivia. Over his remarkable diplomatic career, he has represented India in various countries and held key positions in the Ministry of External Affairs, contributing significantly to India's global engagement and regional cooperation.
Good evening, namaskar to all viewers of the Transcend. I would like to also thank to the team of the Transcend as well as Walchand College, my own college, as well as Professor Anil Surve, the head of department of the college, the basically department. It's a really pleasure and honor for me to interact with all of you.
So, to begin with, sir, every remarkable journey begins with a spark of inspiration. So, could you take us back to your earlier days and tell us what influenced your path towards this extraordinary career of service?
Now,
Likewise, sir.
inspiration starts from actually from your home. Your parents are your first inspiration,
Sure, sir.
and then when you go to your school, start from kindergarten onwards or like that, your teachers are your further inspirations.
Yes.
Then you have national heroes like Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, Mahatma Gandhi, Dr. Ambedkar, Mahatma Phule, Lokmanya Tilak, and many more inspirations. But for my civil service inspiration, I can tell one incident. I was appearing for a national talent search examination.
Yes.
That was that time it was happening at the 10th grade basically,
Yeah.
and I used to attend basically some courses for that, and I went for one course in Nagpur at Nagpur, and at that course we got one chief guest, and you all must be knowing Dr. Srikant Jiskar, very well known
Yeah.
politician, very well versed, and he had almost 25 to 26 degrees he was having, and he was selected for Indian Police Service first. Then he was again appeared. He got selected for IAS. He was a Sanskrit scholar, and his talk, his inspiration during that interaction was a catalyst for my basically journey. And of course, when you grow up, you keep seeing red beacons,
Yeah.
the red lights, and the vehicles of SPs as well as the
Yes.
characters. They come to your basically program, the chief guest and all, and that also remains in your mind unconsciously. So these were basically inspiration for me.
Yeah, sir. Very beautiful. So, moving on, as you mentioned, you completed your engineering degree from Walchand College of Engineering, Sangli. So, how did your time here influence your personality and your career outlook?
I think you all are watching it,
Yes, sir.
and watching is a brand. When you come under that brand, there is a responsibility on your shoulders definitely.
Definitely. Yeah.
So engineering teaches you hard work. Engineering teaches you sincerity. Engineering teaches you punctualness. These are the most important things,
Yes.
as well as it gives you a logical thinking ways, methodology. So you grow up in that manner, and that is always useful in all spheres of life, not only in engineering but everywhere. When you are preparing for something, all these qualities, hard work, then punctuality, as well as thinking, going for pros and cons, finding various solutions, various options. So suppose this method is going to be wrong, what could be the another method?
Yes.
What could be the best way to find out the solution? And how you can bring a betterness in your activities.
Yes.
That what helped me in basically preparing as well as in the later career also.
Yeah, sir. Moving on, what made you shift your focus from engineering to the Indian Foreign Service? Like, was there a specific turning point or inspiration that led you to this career?
I spent almost 7 years in Walchand Engineering College,
Yeah.
4 years of electronics degree, and then I was also a lecturer
Faculty. Yeah. Yes, sir.
at a diploma wing
Yes,
there.
sir.
So that also helped me in my journey. As I mentioned, that somewhere it was in a mind that you have to be part of civil services
Yes.
to give a more to the society, and that opportunity has also been given by the Walchand College in my tenure as a lecturer. So I got a time for preparations also for that. So that way shaped my further journey.
Yes, sir. So now moving to your career, could you take us through your IFS journey, like from your first posting to now representing India in Peru?
I started my journey. I was actually first time selected to Indian Information Service. I then basically resigned from Walchand College and then joined the Indian Information Service. But we again the whole batch we appeared once again, and then for the next UPSC, that is 97 UPSC,
Yeah.
I got selected into Indian Foreign Service. Now when you get selected for Indian Civil Services, you go for a foundation course that happens in a Missouri,
Yeah.
and that's basically course for all the services. Almost there are 1,000 candidates who are getting selected every year. Those all come together and they learn various things of basically the academic, basically the career. And in that, after the foundation course, you go to your own parental academy. The idea of foundation course is you get a network of like-minded officers or the officers of various services, those who are going in the decision-making processes at various department at various level, and then that network found getting basically founded at the first stage itself, and then that continues when you grow further in the service. So that's a foundation course. Second, when you come to the Indian Foreign Service Institute, which is now called as Sushma Swaraj Indian Foreign Service Institute, which is in Delhi. So we spent almost 1 year that time, and that time, apart from a diplomacy, how the diplomacy is being conducted, how the manners and everything. Apart from that, you get a chance to see most of the parts of India, whether it is economical, cultural, whether it is a defense setup, and all whatnot which is there, how your India is. That you get acquainted during that training process. So when you are representing your country abroad, you know India. What is India? When suppose I grew up in Sangli, basically I'm from Sangli. So when you are there, what happens? What happens? Your knowledge about the place is limited to your own circle, maybe Sangli, Maharashtra, or wherever you're gone during that time, that much.
Yes.
But when you come into service, your basically horizon increases to a India level. You come to know what India exactly is, what is there, and then it's easier to represent it outside. Then I got posted to Moscow as a language trainee. We have to learn a language first. So I got a Russian language, and I paid for the exam for that. I used to go to Moscow State University for that, and then subsequently I continued as a second secretary there in Moscow. Then I got posted to Yerevan, Armenia, as a second secretary. So from there, from Armenia and Georgia, we were looking after Georgia also. And then after that, I came back to India. I was handling a neighboring country as a desk officer that time, under Secretary Bhutan. Bhutan is a very important country from our perspective, actually,
Yes.
being a closest neighbor.
Yes.
And then I shifted to basically internal finance division. I was deputy secretary finance there, and then I went to Chicago as a counsel. So we have a very strong diaspora in USA. So Chicago is one of the consulates of Ministry of External Affairs.
Yeah.
Then I served there. After that, I went to Saint Petersburg as a consul general, and I stayed there for 3.5 years. After that, I went to Egypt. Cairo as a deputy chief of mission or a deputy ambassador. And then I went to Fiji as a high commissioner. I was a high commissioner to Fiji plus six more Pacific Island countries. I can name those countries: Cook Islands, Kiribati, Nauru, Tonga, Tuvalu, and Vanuatu. And then I came back to the headquarters. I was a joint secretary, BIMSTEC, SARC, and Nalanda. And then subsequently, I had joined as the Joint Secretary South, which was looking after basically 26 countries that time. Is basically uh, ASEAN countries, Southeast Asian countries, Australia, New Zealand, and 14 Pacific Island countries. And from there, now I came here in Lima in June 2023 and joined as ambassador here. But now my journey is in Lima.
Yes, that's very inspirational and insightful, sir.
Yeah.
So now moving to my one of my favorite questions. How different is the work of an Indian diplomat from what we usually imagine? Like could you take us through a day in your life like an ambassador, what roles you have and all?
See, in a diplomacy, there is a specific kind of journey. Means day-to-day activities, one can say. Whatever is required for furthering your nation's interest, you do those kind of things.
Yes.
Whether strengthening political bond, whether strengthening economic and commercial bonds, whether strengthening cultural bonds, whether strengthening people to people connect or council affairs, what not. Everything comes as your job.
Yeah.
So it requires a lot of coordination, lot of meetings with your sometimes your counterparts, the ministers there, the secretaries there, the presidents or prime ministers in the respective country, and then find out the ways to strengthen those basically pillars of the cooperation. So that what is there. So my many times my activities are basically having a meetings, not only limited to this political sphere, but meeting with the business persons, meeting with the commercial representatives, as well as meeting with the people who are in a culture sphere, academic sphere, and then take a cues from those meetings and take the cooperation forward. Now suppose here Peru is a mineral resource rich country. Mining is a major activity in Peru. 65% of Peru's exports come from the mining. So our trade and commerce relations with Peru are important for us. Last year, we had a total trade of $5.9 billion. And in that, Peru being a mining country, they export a lot to us, almost 4.9 billion. And those are basically minerals. So every year, last 2 years, what we have seen is there is an increase of $1 billion in the trade. Now, what are our interests into it? So we should be having more investments coming from India, the big Indian companies in the mining sector or the small and medium scale companies also coming to India, coming from India to Peru, invest into Peruvian sector
Yes.
and see how you can take a lot of minerals which are required from India's growth. India is growing for last 3 decades more than 7 to 8% rate,
Yes.
and it will keep growing the same pace or more than that also in another few definitely many decades after that. So we need a lot of minerals, critical minerals, rare earth minerals. So now our main priority is how we can have more cooperation that to be strengthened in this sector. So these are one thing. Apart from that, you the P2P bond, the people to people connectivity or people to people connection. These are most important thing. How we can enhance that. So last 3 years, what we are doing, I can tell you. First year we have uh, basically a competition for millets recipes. 2023 year was an international year of millets. So we have tied up with the five premier institutions who are working in gastronomy, and we had a competition with the future shapes of Peru, one can say, those will be working domestically as well as internationally. So we have made a competition with them, and then that culminated into it was a 5 phase program. Then we culminated into commerce, cuisine, and culture fair for that. Next, last year, what we have done a Indian cuisine and Peruvian cuisine fusion activity. recipe competition for that, and then again culminated into commerce fair culture. Apart from that, we had a 1 day fair, a full day fair for basically it is Namaste Peru Feria Benefica, a charity fair, and we have given all the proceeds which have come from that to a Mother Teresa charity home. So this way, you try to basically strengthen your P2P connect. We see a lot of people under Indian Technical Economic Cooperation for human resource development. Basically, we have 100 premier institutions in India. Those conduct 400 types of courses all over the year. From Peru in last several years, well, we have sent almost 750 Peruvians to go to India and enhance their skills. So that way, what you do, you create a lot of Peruvian ambassadors who are professing India.
Yeah.
So once person goes to India, he becomes half Indian because he gets impressed with the basically what we progressed over last 70 years, 78 years, and then they come back and then they start thinking, working together with India. So this is most important program which we conduct. So these are some aspects of our activities, and accordingly our these proceeds.
Yeah. So we
Yeah.
recently heard about some Gen Z protests in Peru. So what was
Mhm.
your role in those conditions or moments?
I think this is these are the protests which were coming because there was a change in the presidential basically setup
Yeah.
on an 9th October, right, 10th October morning, there was a change in the president. Former president has been removed by impeachment, and the next the president of their Congress, their parliament. He has taken over as a basically next president. So Peru is going towards elections in next April 2026. So there, basically, this is a law and order situation, basically that is being handled by the local authorities. So we, as a diplomats, we abide by that. So that's there.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
coming to the next question, having served
yeah.
in countries like different countries in different continents, what similarities and differences have you observed in how people perceive India abroad? Like what views they have about India?
I think every place is different. Like in India, Sangli is different than Kolhapur.
Yes.
Maharashtra is different than Madhya Pradesh. So that logic applies everywhere. Every place is different.
Yes.
Different cultures, diversities are there. But one unique thing which is being seen, that there is a great respect for India. The brand India is very strong, and the credit goes to all Indians
Yes.
in India, as well as Indians and our diaspora, which is now almost 5.2 million. That is all over the world. Uh, they are very hardworking, they are very efficient, they are peace abiding, they go by the rules and regulations of the respective place, and they contribute in a big way to the respective place. So wherever you go and interact with the people abroad, you are being seen with a very good way, with a high respect. So that's a brand India, which is really important. I mentioned that it is 5.2 million. It's not 5.2 million. It is 32 million.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, sir, as you mentioned your exceptional career of service, what are some memorable moments or challenges that you have faced throughout your journey?
I think every moment abroad,
Yeah.
representing India is a great honor, and every moment is cherishable. Whenever you raise a flag, that is a cherishable moment when you are outside.
Definitely.
And there are many such moments in a career, but I can save two, three. Uh, there was COVID times,
Yes.
and COVID time was really bad, not only for India but all over the world.
Yes.
And we had a first lockdown, which was very difficult. It was totally shut off all there.
Yes.
During that time, I was Joint Secretary South, handling almost 20 countries as I mentioned. Australia was there as well as New Zealand and then Southeast Asian countries. So there were a lot of people who was from these countries. They were stuck in India. Somebody who has gone from tourism from maybe to Kashmir. Somebody might have gone for some work to Bengaluru, or somebody might have gone to further south to Kanyakumari, like that. They were in a different corners of India.
Yes.
So for at that time, connecting all these people with the help of their own embassies, as well as sending them back when everything was shut down.
Yeah.
It was really a challenging task. So I was part of that team, and the JS South of these three countries, we have successfully carried out those activities. Apart from that, there were so many Indians stuck abroad. So we had a mission for that. This Minister of External Affairs, so I was part of that team also. And getting your own people stuck in the restricted countries, sometimes stuck at the airports in a thousands and thousands numbers, bringing them back. That was a task which was basically completed by successfully, very successfully by the teams of Government of India, and I was a part of that team. In a small way, I have contributed into that, but that was a really cherishable thing. In that time, I can tell you, when there was second wave, we had a big issues, and there was oxygen shortage and all.
Yeah.
You know that we have a lot of plants on the eastern part of India, basically steel plants, and steel plants they produce a lot of oxygen, but there were shortage of oxygen tankers during that time,
Yes.
and we had that time got a lot of tankers for Singapore. Singapore is again hub from Thailand and other countries. So being a Southern Division Joint Secretary, I was part of the team, and that way the teams which worked that during that time helped a lot of people to save their lives. So that was one thing. Apart from that, whenever Prime Minister comes abroad and doing basically working with the teams
Yes.
to have a very successful visit, that's one important thing for us. And I was a coordinator for one summit, that is the Forum for India Pacific Islands Cooperation, which is basically alliance of India and 14 Pacific Island countries. And we had a third such summit in Papua New Guinea.
Yeah.
I served in Fiji earlier, so I knew the region after serving as a High Commissioner there. So I was the chief coordinator for that conference. I was stationed there for 2 months, and we were the host. Doing something abroad, being a host is a challenging thing.
Yes.
So we really successfully managed that, and the summit went really well. So that is another memory which I can mention. There are many such moments.
Yeah,
Thank
definitely, sir. So that's really amazing to hear. So now, talking about your leadership and global perspective, you have represented India globally, or like on an international level. So, what qualities do you think, basically, specifically leadership qualities, do you believe are most crucial and important in diplomacy?
I think not only in diplomacy, but it is equally important in all spheres of our life. The leader singly can't do anything.
Yes.
Leader is working with his team. So first you need to know your team. This team, sometimes it may be 5%, sometimes maybe 50%, sometimes maybe it will go to thousands of persons, or more than that also.
Yes.
So you need to know your team well, the strengths of your team and weaknesses of your team. Whatever team you got, whatever team you get. So
Yes.
you should be knowing that. And then use these resources very judicially. That is the most important thing. Then leading from the front. That is the important thing. Because you should not be sitting behind
Yeah.
and just giving commands as a leader to the team and try to get it executed. That's again challenging. So you have to lead from the front. Third thing, um, you basically have to have a trust on your team members. You have to build that trust, as well as you have to enthuse a confidence in the whole all team members,
Yes.
so that you can delegate the work, decentralize the work, and let them execute it. Of course, we should know each beat of what work is being done by
Yes.
your team members, or in case of decentralized, you are forgiven that these are small things, nut and bolts, which need to be fixed at a particular space. That is important. So this is very important. So you should be also a good listener. This is another important quality. So you should give confidence to your team members that your views are important for me. Your views are important for the interest of the team. Your views are important for the setup, for organization, or for the country. And then give them confidence, give their views. Of course, it is not necessary that you'll be listening all the views, but give them a ear
Yeah.
to say the things. And then subsequently, when you follow these things, definitely your team, under your leadership, does wonderful activities, wonderful job.
Yes. So, could you tell me some of the biggest lessons that your diplomatic career has taught you about uh, collaboration, global collaboration, or empathy?
I think in today's world, nobody can live in isolated zone.
Yeah.
The world is now a global village. The communication means mm, have gone to such an extent that whatever is happening in one part of the world,
Region.
it goes to at any other part of the world very fast.
Yes.
So you have to be in communication always. That is most important thing. And the world has become now interdependent. It is most important thing. And there are many times various conflicts also keep happening, many parts of the world. So
Yes.
you have to ensure in that what are your national interests, what are your interests basically. How you can create a lot of goals, lot of basically opportunities. If some opportunity is getting stuck, how you can have your assured supply for various things, whether it is energy, whether it is food, whether it is security thing, or any other dimension which is there. All these things, how you can have a collaboration, how you can have a multiple accesses or multiple axes, one can say, joined together, so that at any point of time you should not be in a basically crisis situation. I think everybody has to work in that direction.
Yeah. So, how do you see India's growing influence in global diplomacy today, like especially in regions like Latin America?
I think India is now 1.4 billion people, the largest democracy, a very successful democracy, and we can say it's a mother of democracy also, because we are not following democratic principles only in few years, but we are following it for ancient ages basically. So our democratic systems are very strong.
Yes.
So in that way, we are being respected in a big way actually. Second thing, you are now fourth largest economy, touching 4.3 trillion dollars.
Yes.
So that is there. You are a huge market also. So nobody can now neglect India in that sense. So your say has definitely an importance in all parts of the world. There is no doubt about that. Whether it is a Ukraine Russia conflict going on, it is going on. We have not taken side of any party,
Yeah.
whether it is Ukraine or whether it is Russia. What we have done, we said we are party to the peace. We take a side of a peace. We want a peace. And what are the options to go for a peace? Sit on the table, sort out the issues diplomatically. That what we tell everybody.
Yes.
Now, during that this crisis time also, we have supplied Ukraine aid. At the same time, we are sourcing our oil requirements from Russia. And world is very accepting to that fact. There's no, in case of Latin America, as you mentioned, Latin America is a really important partner for us. The bilateral trade is now touching to almost $50 billion. Latin America is a resource rich. It is rich in mineral resources. It provides us basically crude oil and all. The Mexico, Brazil, as well as Venezuela,
Yeah.
they are suppliers of that. The minerals keep coming from countries like Peru, Chile, other places also. As I mentioned, in case of Peru, we import almost $4.9 billion of mineral products every year. And we keep supplying a lot of automobiles. Bajaj is there in Peru in a big way last 33 years.
Yeah.
The two-wheelers, the auto rickshaws, which are there, they are in each and every corners of Peru, whether it is mountainous or coastal areas. Everywhere, when you go to Machu Picchu or Cusco, in that region also you'll find Bajaj vehicles going, rickshaws are going. They are being called as toritos. We supply a lot of torito means it's a small bull. So the engines of Bajaj rickshaw is a very powerful, and it goes in the high in the mountainous places very easily. We supply a lot of pharmaceutical products to Latin American countries, including Peru. So that way it is basically a good give and take, and Latin America can become is a partner, as well as can become a really great partner in our food chain, basically food chain. We import lot of pulses from Brazil. The land here in Latin America is a very fertile, very rich. So lot of such agriculture requirement or food requirements can come in the future, definitely. Apart from that, we are a really good partner, basically in a human resource development, uh, for many countries in the world. Almost 120 countries, they are partnering to this program of Indian Technical Economic Cooperation, and under that, Latin American countries are also basically availing the benefits of good infrastructure, academic infrastructure, or human resource development infrastructure in India, and they get enriched from the facilities which we provide. So it's basically cooperation which is on both ways, and it will keep growing further in future also.
So, I am a student myself. I'm in second year, and currently my college life is going very well. Like the club culture and all is excellent here. So, could you tell me
Mhm.
about your experience? Like, how was the college at that time, and could you tell some experiences from that time?
I think over the years, mine is 92 batch.
Yeah,
So over the years, the college has changed a lot.
definitely.
There's a lot of changes, which it's but obvious. There's no doubt about that. But the change which has happened is a very positive,
Yes.
very much encouraging change. You have got a fantastic library there, which we did not have that high tech library which you are having at present. We had one building library was there. While going towards canteen, you must be knowing that. And then of course we had a really good time during our time. We used to play a lot, basically cricket in the ground, as well as there is a near the canteen, there was room for carom and other kind of
Yes.
sports. So in my my second year, we as well as third year, well, I used to have pieces of a carom always with me. So whenever we had a group of my friends, so we used to always jump into that room and used to play a lot of carom during that time. And since I am a Sanglikar, so we used to after your college basically time, you had your own groups and everything. So you used to rush to your home, and then you will spend your time with those basically colleagues or friends from your areas,
Yeah.
playing a lot of things and all. So yeah.
Same here, sir. It is very refreshing to hear like how the college has developed
Yeah,
over time. So,
yeah.
many students aspire to join civil services, and but they are
Mhm.
like feared by the competition that is going on currently. Like the scenario is very tough nowadays. Everything has become a lot of competitive, right? So, what advice would you like to give to them about staying motivated and focused like throughout your journey?
Mhm. I think competition is a part of our journey always.
Yes.
It is always there, right? It was there, it is there, and it will be always there. There is no change into that. Uh, one thing one has to keep in mind that your competition um, is there with others, but your competition is within you, basically, with you only. How you can bring your best from your within and put it for the whether you are following entrepreneurship, whether you are going to civil services, whether you are following your own career in engineering, or being a manager, or like that, or whether you are going to be a hotelier, be a restaurant owners of chain of restaurants, or a successful farmer. It is not like that one has to stick to one basically sector. uh, this is a stepping stone. Your graduation is a stepping stone, and many times what happens, as I mentioned earlier, that what inspired me to be in civil services and all. So till 10th, 11th, it was there in somewhere in the unconscious mind, definitely, that you have to be like that. But subsequently, you got a good marks. You follow your friends, and then you go to 11th, 12th to science, and then go for engineering and all, be engineer, and then you come to know that no, my interest is in something else, something different.
Yeah.
So that happens. It's a process for everybody. So one has to basically listen to his own mind, where he and or she would like to be. So
Yes.
this is the most important thing. It is not that I become engineer and I have to be. Of course, you have to be. But whatever you learned as an engineer, it is always useful in any walk of life, any walk. So the competition is there, of course, but you should not come to the civil services to earn money. This is the most important thing which I tell. We hear a lot of things that, oh, you become this, and then you have basically so much of things to earn money. It's not like that. One has to be honest. The government gives you really decent salaries and decent perks, which manages everything. If you have to earn money, then remain engineer, be entrepreneur, and basically earn in honest way. That's my advice. Then when you decide to come into administration or civil services, the honor which is there, which you get in civil service, is definitely there. Nobody can deny that.
Yeah.
If you are deciding that, then don't keep that as a solo option. As it is a competition, one has to have a second line of defense always with you. You should be having a working, your meter or your wallet should be always continue to be filled by money,
Yeah.
and you should be working. So that also helps you a lot when you're working, and when your continuous salary is coming up in your pocket. You can prepare also very well, very you can give your best in that. If you are jobless, or if you are just doing a preparation without job, and since competitive service or civil services are a different nature. It's not like a you do 6 months studies or maybe 5 days studies and clear the papers, or get a distinction into it. It's not like that. It's a process. Sometimes you get stuck at the prelims. Sometimes you get stuck at the mains. Sometimes you pass both, but sometimes your luck is not there in the interviews. And then you start process once again. So it is a basically a patience,
Yeah.
self confidence, and a cooperative thing. Is basically exam is for testing your all these things. So you have to be strong enough. So when you have a your second line of defense and you decide I will give only two two basically attempts, strong attempts, and studies. And then if it happens, that's fine. The life doesn't stop at that point.
Yes.
Many of my friends they were preparing, but luck was not there. Ultimately, there is luck. 99.99.999 all those things are point not one. Somewhere luck is there. Because you might be doing very well in your communications in writing as well as in oral, but it all depends on the person who is basically moderator who is checking your things,
Yeah.
how his mood is there, whether there is a fight in his house and that affects your taking of papers and
Yes.
all. Everything depends on so many factors are there. So that way it is luck. Of course, luck follows who tries best, definitely. But that factor is also there. So one should think on those, give best attempts, and then it happens. Most of the time, it happens. There is no doubt about that. When you do sincerely, it happens. Your hard work pays. But systematic hard work, that's important. If it doesn't happen, don't take it as oh, what I'm going to do. I tried society, what they will talk and all. That feeling should not be there. Not, it didn't happen. That's fine. So you go in a different path. You will be successful anyway. There is no issue. So this one has to keep in mind.
So you have touched a very important topic nowadays because students are very afraid of failure. They're not ready to face it. So could you like talk more about it? Like how students get prepared if something gets failed? Like they get depressed easily nowadays. So do you have any specific mantra to keep yourself motivated and stick to the topic and work hard on it?
If I got this kind of feeling, I would not have been talking with you. Similarly, I remember I was good in basically scholarship exams and all. I was ranked third, fourth, seven. All those things are there. And subsequently, you come to know these marks and ranks doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It comes to you comes to know about that later on. There is no issue. But I was having those good grades. I was good in mental ability. So and I prepared when I was lecturer. I was preparing for MPSC also. So in my first prelim, I was very confident that I'm going to through and I'm going to appear for a men's exam. But I could not. I failed in my first attempt at MPC prelims.
Yeah.
And if I would have depressed and I would have thought, no, no, this is not my cup of tea, and then forget it. I'm working as a lecturer. I should continue. Then I would not have been talking
Yeah.
definitely. So don't take it. Of course, that feeling should be there. That how I could not be, but take it in a positive way. What I missed.
Yeah.
We are human beings. Human beings. We are there for doing errors. But how you will not repeat that error. That's the most important thing. Not only in the exams, but any parts of the life basically.
Yeah.
So that's what I keep telling my colleagues also always, that you are there to make a fresh mistakes, fresh errors, not to repeat. So for these competitive exams, as you do in engineering or when you are in 12th or before that also, you do systematic studies. But for competitive exams also, the area is very vast.
Yeah.
It is not only one semester, two semester, or like that. It is a canvas right from the first standard to your masters. That kind of length is there for your studies. And the questions which are there, they are bringing out your own personality into it. So you have to be prepared for that. You should not be using all whole lot of material which is available in market. You have to be very selective. You have to be selective while preparing also. Now, the last 25 years, the pattern of a civil services in state level as well as central level, that has changed a lot. but you should be knowing what questions came last exams and what could be the repetitive things, what I should prepare. There are some papers like in general studies and all. Those are very important papers where unless you do systematic studies and a practice, you can't complete those papers. So you should be in a position to complete all those things. Second thing, be honest with your personality. I can't create a hobbies while going for interviews.
Yeah.
You have to be honest. If I have a hobby of watching movies, you should tell honestly. Now, if you are telling honestly, then you should be knowing things in your hobby in a details. That's important. If I don't read books, I should not be telling, oh, I have a hobby of reading books. So there when you try to cheat, you are cheating yourself because the person people the basically panel which is sitting in front of you, they are basically very experienced people
Yes.
in civil service in all various streams. So they know when you enter in and when you sit, they know, and then after your 2 3 questions, they know what kind of person. So not try to deceive the people who are interviewing you. So all these things, if you take care, I don't think it is means the target or the goal is not achievable. One has to go positively and know the strengths and know the weaknesses also. That is important. What I am good at and what I am not good at. So focus on those kind of things. Yeah.
So that is actually very inspirational, not only in terms of civil services preparation, but in general life. So yeah, that was very inspirational.
One more thing I would like to add into it.
Yes, sure, sure.
Uh, your day should start with some kind of or end with some kind of activity, a physical activity. That is the most important thing, which we always forget when you are studying or when there's a pressure of examination and all.
Yes.
You should not do that thing. You should at least spend every day 1 hour of any kind of physical activity, or when exam period is there, at least 30 40 minutes you should spend that thing. The timing 6 to 8 in the evening is a timing where our mind is not ready to accept something or read something. That timing is there to stand somewhere and have basically enjoy the nature, talk, chat with your friends, and be a free basically.
Yes.
Uh, if you're continuously in the books, sometimes it gets blocked. Is there. So you have to have that kind of
Free
basically
time.
ways also to keep it free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was very helpful. And sir, you yourself being an individual who has turned their career from engineering to civil services, there are a lot of students who are planning as well, being in engineering, entering into civil services or preparing for that. So, what key skills you think that are important and the abilities that engineers already have that they can articulate them and develop themselves to being the best candidate for civil services? Like what key skills that are helpful for an engineer that can get them ahead of the competition, like what skills can they use specifically?
I think being in an engineering thing stream, you are basically have that capabilities
Yes.
to be ahead of others. So there is no doubt about that. You have a logical thinking, you are methodological, you are hardworking, you are efficient, you see always various basically pluses, minuses, and all those things. You have your antennas open always, or your radars open always. What is good, what is bad, and those kind of thing. This is
Yes.
most important thing. All those things are important, not only in civil services but anywhere, any career you choose. One thing. Second thing, if you come in civil services in your technical field, better. It's always better. Then you can apply your own knowledge into civil service also. Suppose you are a civil engineer and you are coming in a MPC civil, and you are in the development of basically state system for development of irrigation systems or dams. Or you can use your own knowledge into it. There's no change in a basically you are in administration. but you are having those technical expertise also in that. I can give one example of my friend, Mr. Praveen Darade. He's a IITian and he's in civil. So he is IAS of my batch, and he's a Maharashtra cadre. So he was basically instrumental in a big way in basically planning and execution of metro in Nagpur, as well as he was part of MMRDA also in Mumbai, creating a metro network in Mumbai. So he's also being referred as a metro man. So this is there. So I can say that in civil services there are almost 60% people, they come from engineering background. Whether you use your own technical knowledge, or whether you go for other optional subjects, I have chosen that time we had two optional subjects. I have chosen Marathi because I used to like Marathi a lot, literature, and then I choose history.
Yeah.
So first thing is that sometimes it doesn't pay. I mean, you don't get a good marks in history, but if you are persistent, you basically rectify your own errors, you become more strong in the subject, so you can achieve. You can be competitive as others who are following the basically arts stream. You can be better than them also. There is no doubt about that. So this is one thing. I can tell you another set of example. One from Sangli, Miss Ashwini Kulkarni Bhide. She's from Sangli, and she's IAS of 95 batch, and she is also recognized as a metro woman. So she is a English literature MA, but she got all the expertise, which is the technical expertise, to basically work on the metro projects, to create those all basically high technology tunnels and everything from RA and all everywhere, and she has contributed in a big way. So I think nothing stops from basically one stream to other thing if you have basic things with you.
That is
But
very,
but as all our engineers, I think that you have more this thing.
yeah, that is very amazing to hear, because that is wonderful how one can change streams if you have enough knowledge about something. That's actually really nice to hear. So, I am from computer science engineering, and the booming word nowadays is AI and technology, right? So, with the technological advancements and the digital transformations, like platforms like AI and all, how they influence diplomacy, or do they have any effect after all on your job, or the work that you carry out? Does AI and technological advancements have any role in them?
I think digital technology has definitely now in all walks of life.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. The most important example is the UPI,
Yes.
United Payment Interface.
Interface. Yes.
You go anywhere, you're not required to carry your money, the
Yeah.
rupee notes or like that in your wallet. Of course, you have to keep some with you always. Means you should not be always empty. There is no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it doesn't work, then you should not be in a crisis. That is there. But generally, now you're not required to carry. You can use it anywhere, whether you're going to the vegetable market, or whether you're going to banks, or whether sitting at home paying bills and all. So that revolution has already happened, and society is using it at a very large scale. There is no doubt. And India has achieved a big basically progress in that domain. Whole world acknowledges that thing. The transactions which we do monthly in the hundreds of $billion on UPI is a remarkable thing.
Yes.
So in diplomacy also that helps in certain way. Like we are now, I'm in Peru. So Peru is the first Latin American country which is now they have signed the Peru Central Bank, like our Reserve Bank. They have signed an agreement with the NPCI, National Payments Corporation of India Limited's international. They have signed an MOU to create a UPI like a system, like a platform for Peruvian market basically. So Peru has many apps at present, the bank related apps, but they are not interconnected. Like we now pay to anywhere and with the
Yes.
UPI.
Yes.
Uh, by any means, I am not required to have phone pay also or google pay in my phone. If I have paytm and I can do the bank transaction in everywhere, but here it is not like that. Here yape is there, airplane is there, or there are other apps are there, but they are not interconnected. So we are now helping them create that kind of a system. So that's UPI is being used by now many countries. Singapore is using it, even UK, even France, at certain extent that is being used. Mauritius is being used. So it helps to basically people who are traveling, people who are going for a business purpose, you pay with just UPI. This thing, there is a good interface between their app and our app, and then you pay in rupee. So
Yeah.
there is this kind of thing is there. In case of digital transformation which has happened in basically passport services, you must have witnessed that thing.
Yes.
It has started in 2007 onwards and all. TCS, Tata Customer Services, is a really good partner of Government of India into it. And at present, if you have completed all the documents perfectly, the renewal of a passport, if you go to the counter, to the outsource, basically service center, it can finish in maybe 20 minutes or half an hour. And the passport, the complete passport, ready passport, printed passport comes to your residence in a maximum 1.5 days or maximum 3 days. So that is one of the fastest things which happen. With the digital things which are there, we are uh, so liberal in the visas, basically, so fast one can say, compared to all other services which are being provided. We are one of the fastest. Definitely, I can claim that thing. If you provide all the documents properly, so these kind of things are there. Now there are crises, various crises keep happening. So if this AI is there or the mapping is there, if we can use it successfully, you can help during those crisis system. Like where exactly crisis happen, where when your humanitarian aid is required to reach there, which are the target areas.
Yeah.
With the digital system, the data analysis and mapping up, and that will definitely is helping now also, and will keep growing in the future also. So I think technology is will be really a boon for making services very fast and reaching to the most needy people.
So basically, how we use them is most important, right? So
Yeah, absolutely.
you mentioned a very inspiring number of countries that you have served as served your post in. So there are there any specific moments that you can say that you are proud to be an Indian and you specifically represented India on a global level? Are there any specific moments that you felt very proud about that I'm an Indian?
I think as I mentioned earlier, it's always a great pride to represent India abroad,
Yeah.
wherever you go. There is no doubt about that, because you are respected in a big way as an Indian. And when you are representing India, Government of India, as ambassador, definitely it has that honor uh, with that. I was a part of various activities, as I mentioned, I mentioned about this FIPIC third, which happened in Papua New Guinea.
Yeah.
I was a part of other PM visits also earlier, when Prime Minister Manmohan Singh in 2013 visited to St. Petersburg. I was Consul General during that time in St. Petersburg. So I worked for all the arrangement during that time, G20 there. I was also part of a team which executed third India Africa Forum Summit, which happened in 2015 in Delhi. I was part of the core team. And it was an event with India plus 54 African countries. So 42 presidents, prime ministers, and other at minister level represented during that time. It was a really big event after 1983, and that was really successful event. I was stationed there in Delhi. I was in Cairo actually. I was stationed there for 6 months there as part of team. So all these moments are always there to cherish. I was in Fiji. When you are abroad, when you are abroad, you definitely miss your soil.
Yeah.
See, when I was in Delhi, initially, and when I used to take Goa Express from Delhi to coming to Sangli, further going down to Goa, basically.
Yeah.
Uh, when you come nearer to your hometown, that smell of a soil is something different.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
When you're abroad, you miss all that thing. There's no doubt about that. Uh, but especially I was in Fiji. I can tell you some examples. The people in Fiji, there are 40% population of Fiji is Indian origin. They have gone long back, almost 155 years back, and they technically don't have a connect with India. They have now in seventh generation or eighth generation kind of thing. But somebody who comes from their motherland, they revere it like anything. They say, "Oh, you have come from India." So if they get a chance to come to India, first they will come to India and touch the soil and put it on their forehead like that. Some will take a special permission to take a soil, which is not allowed actually,
Yes,
but
yes.
take a permission to take a soil that this is my motherland soil. So where from my ancestors come. So
Yeah.
that kind of thing is there in this country. So all these moments are really wonderful moments to be cherished always.
So Fiji must have felt like the second home, right? The people over there cherish you, they embrace you.
Wherever it becomes your second home, because it gets sunk in your menu.
Yeah.
That is the now in Peru. So of course the culture here and everything that becomes part of your activities. So you become part of half Peruvian. So wherever you are, you become like that. But as Fiji is basically having a Indian connection in a big way.
Origins. Yeah.
So that's a different thing.
So you have served in Peru from a long time, like 2 years is long time, right? So
Now 2 years, 4 years.
yeah. So do you find any cultural or any other similarities in the people over there in India? Like any similarities or differences they have specifically, which reminds
I
you of your
think I
nation?
it's Peru is also an ancient civilization.
Yeah.
Now Peru, when it is being said, it is said as a Inca's country, Inca civilization. But Inca civilization is a recent phenomenon. It is a 15th century or like that. So Peru's history also goes back long, like ours, like Indus Sindhu Samskriti or Indus Valley civilization.
Yeah.
It also fetches to 5,000 years back. This is a Karal civilization, and there are such archaeological remains which are there at Karal and many such places. So that link is there. You are both ancient civilizations. Other important link, one is other important thing between Peru and India, and I can say Latin America.
Yeah.
We are a family oriented people.
Yes.
We love our family.
Yeah.
That actually is something different.
Yes.
Uh, sometimes it is not there, but that's the important thing. Third thing, if we can connect, they love a lot of Bollywood basically.
Oh, right.
There are Shah Rukh Khan fan clubs here in
Yes.
Peru.
Yes. Yes.
They are there. And I was surprised last time when there was Shah Rukh Khan's birthday. They basically got a theater. And here the favorite movie is Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum,
Yes.
movie which is in Spanish, Amelia Hindu. So they arranged the show of that. There was a Shah Rukh Khan man, basically a poster was
Poster.
there
Yeah. Yeah.
or a cutout which has been made, and then really cake was cut and given, and then whole theater was dancing and all. So that kind of fascination is there. Mother India is the favorite movie here,
Oh, yeah.
which is being shown in is called Ika. It is being shown on every Mother's Day. They organize that kind of show. So that Hollywood link is there in Peru. There is one family. The family actually originated from Delhi, Kapoors. They own almost 200 screens in Peru. So now because of OTT, there are challenges with
Yeah.
basically movies, Indian movies. But we are trying our best to bring back that thing. But Indian movies are very popular. We have a good culture center. It is very active, and then there is no Indian into it. All Peruvian artists are there, and they are so authentic. Prime Minister on 27th October 2024 in his Man Ki Baat, Modi ji, he has mentioned about two artists who has devoted their lives for professing Bharatnatyam and Odissi. So Miss Harlinda Gonzalez is there. She is teaching Bharatnatyam here for last 25 years in our culture center, and she's spreading all over. And there is one Odissi teacher, which is Maria Laura. She is in Arequipa, which is 1200 kilometers from Lima. She stayed in Bhubaneswar, which is for 7 years in a Gurukul, in Guru's house. She became a very proficient in Odissi. After that, she spent some 7 more years going up and down and doing performances. Now she is the Odissi ambassador of India in Peru. So she is basically spreading Odissi there. So these kind of cultural bonds are there between the two countries. Peruvian food is also very popular, unlike Indian food. As I mentioned earlier, we have taken a clue from that and we tried to have fusion,
Yeah.
how we can bring a good recipes and make a fusion and basically get into future shapes of Peru into Indian cuisines. So that what we have tried. So it will remain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is actually very amazing to hear. Like people perceive India very positively in Southern American countries. So, but
Yeah.
this is a question from my side, not actually from the questionnaire that I prepared. You mentioned that people are perceiving
Mhm.
India very positively from foreign countries. But do you think there is an element missing in Indians ourselves? Like we are lacking at something, or we are missing out on celebrating ourselves. Like we are rushing towards the Western civilizations, but we are missing our own grounds. So, what element do you think we are missing, or specific advice that you would like to give to stay grounded to our roots and not rushing towards Western civilization or something like that?
I think it's always the time which takes you with the modern technologies and all. And the change is the most constant thing in the
Yes.
time zone basically. When we are traveling, so the changes are happening. But let me tell you, our roots are very strong.
Yes.
Indian civilization roots are very strong. Though we have been attacked by many other basically streams
History. Yeah.
in the history, we have maintained our culture like anything. So
Yes.
I mean, there are no doubt about that. It is going to vanish with the modernity and like that. We are definitely need to profess modern things, but our roots are very strong also. So we should not be worrying too much about. But it is important that we should be passing out things to the
Next
generations coming.
generations. Yeah.
That is also important thing. We should not lose those things. That is there. But that sometimes you feel that it's just a fear. Nothing like that. Your roots are very strong, and that's India.
Yeah.
I mean,
That.
this word sees from that perspective. When there is no peace of mind, people come to India
Yeah.
to get a peace of mind, to see the spirituality. Uh, I mean, Steve Jobs, who has done Apple and all,
Yeah.
he is an Indian fascinated person. He is a Mahatma Gandhi is kind of a disciple.
Yeah.
We should see this kind of thing.
So basically, our roots are very strong, but just we need to uh, have some connection with them, like not missing out on them. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, what message would you like to give, or advice you would like to give to today's youth about representing India on a global level?
I think you are a brand. Like as I said, Walchand is a brand.
Yeah.
So as well as I am from Sangli. Sangli is a brand. Walchand is a brand. Maharashtra is a brand, and India is a brand. We should not do anything which is a detrimental or a harming to that brand. That is the most important thing. One has to think, keep our conscious always. How you can basically enhance that brand? You should work on that.
Yeah.
You should be remaining yourself. That's the most important thing. Not to imitate anybody, but while remaining this, of course, you should be getting inspirations, and how you can contribute for a betterment of India. Uh, we have a journey of now 78 years,
Yes.
and we have to traverse a lot. We have to travel a lot. That is also there. With the democratic setup, we have achieved very nicely, but we have to achieve a lot. So how we can march towards Vikasit Bharat or develop India, as Prime Minister Modi ji says, how we can contribute in our own way into it. That one has to see. Apart from that, whatever sector you basically go into it, try to improve that sector or try to improve your own area. You can't change the whole thing, but at least whatever you are, wherever you are, can you improve that setup? Can you improve your own sphere?
Yes.
Can you be missed out when you are leaving that place at least for few years? Can you miss out of that? The people who are there, will they miss you for a certain period? And that's the important thing. How you can basically keep your brand in the specific task which you are working on. And these are the some things which we can follow definitely.
Yes, sir. Since we're approaching the end of our podcast, any specific thing that you miss about your nation or something that you specifically miss about being in India? Like, is there anything specific?
I miss everything. I miss the bell, Sangli bell.
Yes, sir.
I miss that. There is good order. I miss Krishna card. Krishna is
Yes.
a river Krishna.
Yes.
I miss everything. One should not deny that thing. That I am abroad and I might have basically in some position or I am in this thing uh, uh, in this country or that country. But at the back of mind, your country is always there.
Yes, definitely.
Your soil is always there,
Yeah.
and that also helps you in basically contributing in the development of that respective sphere.
Yes. So this is the last segment of our podcast. It would be like a rapid fire round. So,
Mhm.
shall we begin, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first question being one book that changed your perspective.
There are many books. I'm a fan of G.A. Kulkarni, Marathi basically. I have read most of these books and all. Of course, Pula Deshpande is
Yeah.
another favorite. But one book which I liked and inspired was Dr. Narendra Jadhav, was a former Reserve Bank governor also. His book was Amcha Bapani Ami. I mean, how in a difficult and critical conditions the Zado brothers have achieved the thing which they have achieved in life. That inspired a lot. So
Yes, sir. So a country that felt like a second home, like apart from Fiji.
I think I will see Russia. As I said, each country you become part of that, and you enjoy staying each and every place
Yeah.
because it's a new journey, new set of people, new culture, new civilization, and you try to be a part of that. So every place is different. But will say Saint Petersburg, one of the beautiful cities of the world. I think that I love a lot.
Is there any specific Indian dish that you absolutely miss over there?
Mm, I miss everything technically. Miss, so,
That must be some
uh,
one specific dish.
of course, I will say Sangli bread and vada pav.
Yes, definitely. So, one
Yeah,
word
yeah,
that
yeah.
defines India for you.
I can say two words basically.
Yeah.
One is incredible India, India is really incredible. There's no doubt about that.
Yes.
And the most cherishing part, or another thing, is a unity in diversities which we have.
Yes.
Incredible. Means when you stay abroad, you come to know how India is incredible and how we cherish our diversities. That's most important thing.
Sir, a hobby that you never gave up despite your busy career?
I sing, and I continuously. Basically, I'm not a trained singer or like that, but I follow that thing.
So, classical singing?
No. Hindi sing,
Oh, okay.
Hindi basically Bollywood sing.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So, your favorite Indian festival that you always celebrate abroad?
I Diwali is being celebrated many places
Yeah.
depending on the communities, but my favorite when you are abroad and when you are celebrating with the local communities, it's Holi.
Yes.
Because I think that Holi is a festival. It brings really it removes all differences amongst yourself.
Yeah.
Somebody might be white, brown, black, and all, but ultimately you are colored.
Yeah.
So you are equal in
Yes.
that footing. People also love that kind of thing.
That's very refreshing to hear. For the last question, if not IFS, what career would you have chosen?
This is a very difficult question. Remember, I was aspiring to be in civil services, and I was, as I said, after becoming engineer, I thought of that I have to change it. So I was working in that direction. But if it would not have been civil services, I would have continued in education stream, and so I would have definitely followed another passion. Would have been farming.
Yes. Well, sir, that brings us to the end of our podcast. A very big thank you for being a wonderful guest and for sharing such valuable insights and experiences. We hope you found this conversation as inspiring as we did, and stay tuned for more stories this season. And thank you very much, sir, for sharing such valuable insights. And speaking for myself, I felt very inspired and motivated by your journey, and specifically your answers were very inspiring for myself to hear. Like, I'm not interested myself in civil services, but that was very refreshing to hear that the respect that civil services positions hold are truly phenomenal. So, thank you for sharing such valuable experiences, sir.
Thank you to you and the all Transcend team, and
Yes, sir.
of course the college.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much, sir.